Okay, we continue with very interesting people. Now we have with Naeem Aslam. Naeem Aslam is the chief market analyst. Is
Yes,
this correct?
correct.
Okay, in Think Markets. Naeem, we would like to know how long time do you have working on it? And second, why do you decide this job?
Yes, thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure to be with you, first of all. I would say that I've been in this market in trading for about 10 years, and my experience ranges from institutions such as Bank of New York, Mellon, where I work as a hedge fund trader, and then with Bank of America as an equity trader. So over these 10 years, I have seen different kind of clients, institutional clients and retail clients, and they have a very different approach when they deal with it. I think the main approach comes to it is the discipline, accountability, which we have discussed earlier in this conference. And I think the retail investors kind of very much lack that discipline. So why did I come into this field, to answer your question? Because I was one of them. I was one of the undisciplined guys. Because what I wanted to share is that in 2007, during the financial crisis, I was in university, and $40,000 were on stake with no risk management in my own personal account, and I faced heavy consequences of them. And then I said, okay, I am out of a university on tours, studying more in education, and now I am also columnist for a number of different magazines. And the thing that I really learned, and then when I am at the LSE, the London School of Economics, teaching to students, is be very particular about your approach. Choose your personality, choose your derivative, choose your market, choose your timing of trade. Put everything down and then trade accordingly. And then make sure you come back to it. This is what I have learned. This is what I've been taught working with big institutions. They don't put you straight on the trading floor. Here you go, you have a 10 million worth of wealth and then you can just trade into it. No, certainly not. They have a very strict criteria, very strict procedures in place. And like HSBC, I read one of the quotes from them was, investment, education is the best investment. There is nothing better than that. Invest in your education.
Education on this sector.
In this sector, exactly. If you don't know the strategies, go and learn strategies. If you have a problem with the psychology of part of the trade, go and find the best help that you can get, because that investment that you're going to make on your education is going to give you much better yield than anything else. It's going to save you from all the losses that you're going to make, because now you're going to make very informed decisions based on these.
Okay, but do you think that previously to learn about this kind of sector, it's very important to have formal education as economics, finance, or it's not necessary, or any person who, for example, somebody that is a psychologist suddenly decide to operate in trading, or do you think that is more?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question to start with. I think yes, you can become a successful trader if you are working in a completely different field, or if you were a housewife and you had never had any education. Yes, you can become a successful trader, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take you time. Think it as a business which needs time to develop, which needs a lot of input from you in order for the results to happen. Don't expect it overnight. But yes, you didn't have the education, but without education you can never be a successful trader. There is so much material out there that you can learn. For instance, I hold webinars on a monthly basis, completely free. And we talk about strategies which have worked in that month or in the past quarter. It's all black and white because now you have it in front of you on the screen. 30 trades profit, 180 trades not profitable.
Okay.
But the system tells you that this strategy works or not is not working. And by attending those webinars, you can educate yourself. And you need that kind of training. Because, again, I'm going to say this very well-known thing which everyone says, that trading is not gambling. And it is the ultimate truth. We cannot deny this.
Okay.
Because trading is not gambling. Because if you think that your gut feeling is telling you something, then it's probably that you have something funny for your dinner, for your lunch or breakfast. That's what it is.
Yes, because I suppose that the people, when decide to start to jump on it, is not concerned that they need to learn a lot.
Yes, they need to learn a lot.
And continuously.
They need to continuously work. On the UK election, we were working during the day, we were working at night time, and the following day. It's a commitment. If you think that you can become rich overnight without putting so much energy to it. Now, I don't mean that you got to be glued to yourself, to the screen. It is my job, so I am doing it. If you are a retail investor who doesn't have enough time to sit in front of the screen, that's okay. But you can go to my Twitter, which is Naeem Aslam 23, and I will put all that information out for you. What it means. The UK election happened, what it means, how to trade it. But you have to read those notes in order to know the decision that you are going to make to get from this information.
Yes, and additionally, you need to know everything regarding to political around the world. Political, economic, whatever, is a continuous work. It's very hard.
I think it's very important to know these kind of developments, and it's very important when you press buy or sell button that you know what's going to happen. But again, they say that if you technical analysis has all the information inside and you don't need to know. I disagree with that. I mean, I'm a technical trader, but I use fundamentals as well. I don't go blindfoldly in the market and then just think that's going to happen. No, certainly no. I combine both of them together. I look at the geopolitics, I look at fundamentals, and then I look at technicals, and then I make a decision.
Yes, of course, because I understand that you work in UK. Is this correct?
Yes, in London.
In London. So the focus of everything. I suppose that in this moment that in London has a lot of problems. As the last Saturday,
yes.
Maybe. I suppose that you have immediately the effect about it in your job.
Yes.
Because, I don't know, could you explain me something? How do you feel these kind of problems in the city when you are in front of the market, when you are with your trading business? How is the influence about it?
Okay, so I'm going to discuss the elections, right? Yes, the elections are that I will discuss. Now the elections have happened, and that's going to have an impact on Brexit. Brexit has become very much a domestic issue right now, which has a less spillover impact because of no one is expecting it to be a hard Brexit.
Okay.
Before, everyone was expecting it to be a hard Brexit. Now, this is again the contrary trade that we are talking about, that I discussed earlier in the webinar, in the seminar. So the impact is going to be very much on the domestic. Theresa May is not going to have that much of a power in order to drive that Brexit. And to let the secret out, I'm not even sure if Brexit would happen altogether now.
Yes.
I think the entire Brexit question is under a question. I think there's also a possibility of revoking Article 50. I think there's also a possibility of another election. I think there's also a possibility of Jeremy Corbyn coming back in power for the first time. I think there are a lot of possibilities which you have to think about it, and then you form your decision about Brexit. But remember, after French elections, that sentiment, that populism sentiment is no longer in play now. Because that has become that headwind that you had is no longer your headwind anymore, because people have thrown that idea completely. People have thrown that idea completely in the UK as well now. So I think with that respect, I do feel a lot more comfortable.
Okay. So it's very interesting everything.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
The last question. How do you think about this kind of conference?
I think they have done extremely good job. A lot of people are here, and I actually am happy that the people who are here and attending seminars from industry experts, because if you cannot be bothered to come into seminars and events like these, and you think you're going to become a successful trader, the chances are not in your favor.
Yes, because you have the opportunity
to meet everyone.
With people like you.
Okay, thank you. That's very kind of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.